is, Gold NMD for Neuro. She's a mum of 4, an attorney, and never been in direct sales before prior to this. And what I love about her story is, like, she's the most unlikely person to be approached as a BP to come onto this business, and thank God she was approached, because her leadership and mentor is beyond. It's beyond anything that I've experienced. She's got a heart of gold. She's a dream maker. She reminds you how to dream again and to live the life you want to live. And also, she's just highly intelligent and knows how to run this business so specifically well. So with that, I give you guys, Australia, a great pleasure to pass the mic over now to Jennifer Elston to take away our training for today.
Thank you. I feel like that was the nicest thing anybody's ever said about me, and now I have to really live up to what you just said. And it's 9 o'clock at night here, so which is better for me than like 5 o'clock in the morning. I'll be realistic about that. So it's good, but I'm not going to take a ton of your time. And I hope that you guys have a pen and paper. But what I want to talk about first, I'm going to give you a few tips, but I really want to talk about sort of mindset and, what we have with this. Now, I'll tell you, hey, can everybody make sure you mute your line? So I can hear somebody, and I get too easily distracted. I'm like totally thrown off by that. So, okay. So, but I really want to talk about what you guys have and the power in what you all have, and maybe say some things some of you have probably heard me say before, but maybe some of you have never heard them. And one thing about me, if you've ever heard me talk, is I kind of tell it like it is. So there's not a lot of rah-rah with me. I'm very blunt about what I believe and what I feel and what I'm passionate about. And I think that it has served me well in this business. And for those of you who don't know me, again, my name's Jennifer Elston. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee in the US, and I'm in Nashville because of this company, because I started my business in Indiana, and I was a business and real estate attorney. I practiced law for 10 years. I was a partner in a law firm. I was practicing when I started this business. I was also pregnant, and I had a new baby that we had just been blessed to adopt, and I had a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. And, I didn't have a lot of time. So if you're somebody who has been holding yourself back because you think that there's going to be a right time or a perfect time, or you don't have enough time, let me tell you, this is something you can build around the true cracks of your day. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. But if there's anything that you take away about me, it's really 2 things. It's, don't prejudge that somebody who's really busy or has a career or has a lot of children like I do. So I was pregnant. I had 3 small children. I was practicing law full time. My husband was in pharmaceuticals. From the outside, it appeared that we had everything that you would need. And so I had so many people say to me, I never would have approached you about this business. But what you didn't see was how miserable I was. And I'll be very transparent about that, because a lot of times in this business, you overlook talking to people because you think they wouldn't want to do this, or they might not have time. I can't tell you how many times brand partners have told me, oh, well, I'm not going to tell this person, or I'm not going to reach out to this person because they just don't have time. Nobody does this because they have a bunch of spare time to fill up. This is not a philanthropic endeavor for people. This is not volunteer work for you guys. You're here and I'm here, and we're not here because we had a lot of spare time. I'm here because I needed to make time. I didn't even know that, though. I really just wanted free night cream. That's what I wanted. And then I saw what that opportunity was very, very quickly, with what the compensation plan was and with how people were reacting to the products. And I realized that this could be what I had been praying for and dreaming about, which was a way to work and provide for my family still, but actually get to see them at the same time. Because I saw my kids about an hour and a half a day. And then I was pregnant with another one. And I didn't know how we were going to do it and continue to have daycare, raise my children. And I don't think of myself as a stay-at-home mom. So if you're someone who loves your job and you want to be out and about, let me tell you, you can still do that. I am not a domestic stay-at-home mom type of personality. I'm somebody that runs my business and works my business and wants to have other things going on. But I also wanted to see my kids, and now I have that. And they don't even understand. Now, if I put jeans on and I'm going to be gone for an hour, they act like it's the end of the world because I put actual clothes on and I'm leaving the house. And they don't realize that before, they never saw it. They saw me right before bed and right before my husband took them to daycare the next morning. So what I want people to take away from my story is don't prejudge people, because you have absolutely no idea what's going on in their minds or behind closed doors or what they're hoping for. Because no one would have thought this partner in a law firm is going to do this side business. No one had any idea that I wanted to get away from that, because you don't go around advertising that. That's how you get fired. So I wasn't telling anyone, but I was miserable. And now I feel like it's sort of my responsibility that I tell everybody that I can about what I do and passionately about it. And it's not my place to prejudge those people or judge who would be suitable for this, because you just don't know. And you can't go around thinking that it's somebody who just has a lot of time on their hands or isn't busy or has a lot of extra money or whatever the excuses that we tell ourselves and make excuses about other people, because fear creates excuses, right? That's what they are. They're created by fear. So you think about that as you move forward and sort of take what I'm going to say and build on going forward. And the other thing to take away is a no for now. Because I was a no, and I actually returned my first bottle of night cream without using it. I hid it in a closet for a week and assumed it wouldn't work like everything else I had ever tried, because I had really bad skin. And so I had tried everything. I needed the product, but when I got it, I had buyer's remorse. I hid it in the closet for a week. I didn't think it would work. I returned it. I told Jennifer Givens, my sister-in-law, that it broke me out. It didn't break me out because I never put it on my face. That didn't knock her out of the game, obviously. But I watched her posting those before and after pictures, and I came back and I ordered it again. I said I was going to give it a second chance. She's like, I thought it broke you out. I was like, it did, but I'm going to try it again. And it was a regional training, the first time she heard me tell the truth of the story that I had never put it on my face. And she was like, what? You never put it on your face? But I didn't. I had buyer's remorse. So what if me returning that bottle and saying that it broke me out had knocked Jen out of the game? What if she had thrown in the towel and given up because she got somebody who returned it, said no, it broke them out. How was she going to handle this? Her whole business was going to be ruined. Because we all know people who've been that way, right? And some of you sitting here have had those moments where you've thought, I'm just not even going to do this anymore because so-and-so told me that it's no good or it doesn't work or they returned it or they didn't order again. What if Jennifer Givens, who's now in the top 3 highest income earners in the entire company, had let me returning that bottle knock her out of this game? Think about that. I was a no for now. And if those are the only 2 things you ever remember about me, please let them be, because those are the things that are going to help you build this business. No's for now, and don't prejudge people because you have absolutely no idea what they need. This saved my life. I have a completely different life. My children have a completely different life because of this opportunity. So when you have fear step in to create the excuses, remember whose life you might be able to change if you can just step outside of that fear. It might be yours, might be your family's, might be your children. You know what feels even better than that? When it's somebody else's. Because I've seen the people who have come into this business and been able to change something in their lives. And that's why I wake up every day and show up. Because without it, I mean, if you look at me saying yes, what a ripple effect that has had on people and all of the people that have come and been able to do what they've done. Shallon and Patrick Murphy and all of the lives they've been able to change. So when you have that fear and you think, I can't, I don't want to say something, because we all do it. I even do it when I go somewhere new and I meet new people and I have that immediate anxiety of, I'm going to tell them what I do and what are they going to think, right? Be honest about it. But what if I don't? And what if that were me? And what if Jen had never told me? Or what if she had quit in the time that I returned that bottle before I reordered it again? Think about the gift that you have, not just with the products, but with this opportunity. And coupled together, it's very, very powerful. And to do anything with it, you have to recognize, that this is a business that's built between your ears. And it is completely, it's like 99.9% mindset, right? You have got to overcome all of the time. And I'm very transparent with you guys because I think, at least because I meet so many different people in our company and they think that I must sign up like 17 customers and 4 brand partners every day. And that I just am super excited and happy all of the time. It's just not the case. I have the exact same struggles and the exact same fears and the exact same anxieties that all of you in your newest brand partners have all of the time. It's just a choice to overcome it every single day. And one thing that has worked within my own family, and I've been very passionate about training people on lately, or at least mentioning in my trainings, is, and I'll give you an example because I'm a mom. So I'm driving with my 11-year-old son, and now 11 seems to be the new 17 in the United States of America. I don't know if it's that way in Australia, but dear Lord, help me. I don't even know how I'm going to handle having a teenager. So in the time that I pick him up from school and we're driving home, he asks me for approximately $800 to $1,000 worth of electronics. It was insane. It was like, I want a Nintendo Switch and I want an iPhone X. I don't even have an iPhone X because I'm afraid I'll lose all my pictures if I try to move phones. It's just a totally different story. And he needs a laptop, and then he wanted a Fitbit. And I'm like, who is buying you all this stuff? Like, what? You're 11. And who are you calling besides me, who lives in the house with you? And so he's in, and I said, you know what? You have saved up X amount of money. I will match, if you can get to this amount, I will match it to buy you a laptop for school. I will do that for you. And then he starts talking about the other things. He's excited about that. And he immediately goes into this mode of spending again. And I said, Abe, here is your problem. You are so distracted by the immediate gratification. Instead of thinking about what is it that you want most, you are so focused on what you want now. And that transfers to all of us for everything. And so in my family, whenever somebody wants, is saving up or they're working towards something, we now use that all of the time. What do you want now versus what do you want most? And it's amazing how that can stop you in your tracks. And it's amazing how it has worked for myself and for Jody, my husband, because we as a society, as human beings, are distracted all of the time. What feels good in the moment that just takes us right off of our plan for what it is we want most. Maybe you want time freedom. Maybe you want to pay off debt. Maybe you want to be able to buy a house. Maybe you don't want your spouse to have to work so much. Maybe you don't want to work so much. Maybe you don't want to work 2 or 3 jobs, whatever it is. And then the distractions set in. The TV show at night. And I'll tell you what, you got a pretty good TV show in that instant hotel in Australia that I can't stop watching. Again, that's another conversation. But TV shows, anything. The time at night that you could hop on a call or listen to a training and instead you choose to do something else. Each of those decisions matter. And we've heard it before a million times. It's what you do or don't do. Both of those things matter, right? It's what we choose to do or choose not to do. And so for me, I think since I've started my business, it's always kind of been this choice in my psychology that if I choose not to show up because something else that doesn't really matter feels good in the moment. And I'm not saying you have to do it every time. But what if I didn't do your 3-way call because I would rather watch TV and sit on the couch, or I would rather do something else that 5 days from now I won't even remember what it was, versus getting on a 3-way call where that brand partner could have signed up and become the next Shallon Murphy and changed your entire business. Or what if I didn't get on the training or do the training for somebody who was going to hear me say the one thing that kept them in this game and they changed their entire lives because of it. And and I get emotional when I talk about it because it's truly from day one, from the moment I started to have a team and doing this business, it's what has always guided me, which was that whole, what do I want now versus what do I want most? And not just for myself, but for other people. And if you can continue to ask yourself that, and heck, take it across your entire life with your family, at your other jobs, whatever it is a game changer. And every time I say it to Abe now, he sort of rolls his eyes at me and shakes his head, but he doesn't spend the money because he knows what he wants the most. And if what you want is time freedom, or what you want is to pay off your debt, and what you want is to earn a car in this company, or what you want is to earn one of the promotions, or what you want is to make 3 or 4 or 5 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or 80 or 90 or $100,000 a month, because I know people who make all of those amounts in this company, it can absolutely be done, but you have to have that mindset of what do I want the most versus what do I want in this moment that really doesn't matter. And if you can focus on that, that will be a game changer for you. And Sonia knows this. I sat down earlier and I was writing out what I wanted to say to you guys, and I felt really compelled to say the next thing because there's someone who needs to hear it. It's probably a little bit woo-woo of me, but it came into my head and into my heart, and I have to say this, and you don't have to tell me that it's you, and maybe somebody who's going to roll their eyes at me, but everyone needs to hear it anyway, because you have something really incredible here, and you have to stop phoning it in. You have to stop saying, I'll do it next week, or next month I'll get started, or when the time is right, or when this is done, or when my child gets a little bit older, or when school starts, or when school's out, or when this season ends, or this season starts. You just stop. It's an excuse based on fear of failure, of someone judging you, of taking up time that you could have been wasting watching Instant Hotel, but instead you had to get on a training or listen to a call or do a 3-way call for somebody. And stop choosing to do or not to do the things that aren't working and then hope for a different result. And it's usually choosing not to do. We all need to hear it. And I've gone through those exact moments in my business, even at the highest ranks. I still go through the same things. And I have to have that reminder for myself as well. But you guys, if you can do that, like Bo said on the Zoom, he believes that Australia could be one of the biggest countries for Neora, and that Neora could be one of the biggest companies in Australia. And I believe that too. That's why I put so much of my heart and soul into Australia from day one, because as soon as they announced that it was going to be open, I just got this feeling that Australia was going to be very, very significant. And you hold the power to make it so. I don't. You guys have to step into that. And you can step into it in so many ways, but the biggest thing is just showing up. And no excuses. No, we don't, that's not how we do things in Australia. People don't take care of their skin in Australia. People don't buy things in Australia. Wrong. Excuses built on fear. I've heard every single one of them, and I know that the human is the same now in every country that I've ever been in and that I've ever done business in. We all have the same wants and needs and desires. And I don't want to go into the long story of it, but there was are you guys familiar with Hamilton? Because I tell this story a lot, and I've trained on it. There's a Broadway show called Hamilton. It's one of the biggest Broadway shows that has ever been. And one of the stars of that show was an actor for many years, and he was getting ready to quit acting. And so he called up one of his mentors, and he sat down with him, and he said, and his name's Leslie Odom Jr., in case you think I'm just making this up. And he sat down with them, and he said, I've been doing this for 20 years, and I'm pouring into it, and I'm just not getting anywhere, and I think I'm done. And his mentor looked at him, and he said, well, here's the deal. I'd like to see you try before you quit. And he said, what? I have been trying. And he said, no, you've been sitting back, hoping things would happen. But you've never really pounded the pavement and really just gone all in to make things happen. You've done a lot of hoping and wishing and putting feelers out, but you've never really gone all in. And so I would love to see you go all in on this. I would love to see you try before you quit. And he said, all right, you tell me what to do and I'll do it. And it was really just going out there and making the contacts himself and making things happen instead of waiting for the phone calls or for the other people to do things for him. And then he landed Hamilton, which changed his entire life. And when I heard that story, it was kind of like a sucker punch, And I thought, everyone needs to hear that. And I even need to hear that. Because I get to places where I'm not giving it 100%. And I get discouraged just like you guys do. But man, when I turn it on, when I get into the activities and I do the things that we train on doing, things happen in my business. Every time. I'm not saying the first day, but I'm saying if you consistently do the activities that we know work in this business, they will work for you. And you'll grow. And you guys have the perfect storm for growth right now. You have a new product and a promotion of another product at the same time. There's no reason that everyone on here and everybody in Australia could not get the 9 PC bonus this month. There's no reason. There's just not. Not if you go out and do the activities, because you've got the perfect storm for it. So you drive the new products or the new product, but you don't just drive it instead of the existing. So when you want to grow in a new product, when you launch a new product, just really quickly, I'm not going to go into major details on promoting a new product, but guys, you have two things right now for massive growth. So I have to mention them. With EHT, you have a whole new customer base of people who were not interested in skincare, but they will be interested in EHT. You have to take it to them though, because you don't have just before and after pictures to post on social media. So this requires you to make personal contacts, to look and listen and hear and be aware of what people are saying that they need. You will have people who need better sleep. You will have people who have brain fog. You will have people with poor memory. You will have people who have suffered many concussions. You will see, but you have to listen and you have to keep your eyes peeled and you have to reach out to people because it's just different than selling face cream. But you have an incredible product, and I think it's our best kept secret. And I say that because I say it's a secret because literally everyone should know about it because of what it does for people. And there will come a time when that happens, and we're the messengers of that. We're the ones who are going to do that. But so you have this whole new base of people, plus an add-on to your existing customers, or if they were every other month in the off month, or your old customers who weren't ordering anymore or weren't ordering regularly. How many of them have you personally one-on-one reached out to? Who ordered night cream from you 2 years ago and hasn't ordered since? Do they know about EHT personally from you? Those are the people that you also want to make sure you have on your list, and you don't tell a night cream customer to order EHT this month. It's an add-on for them because you want to grow. You don't want to replace existing products with new products because you won't grow. And if it's a lesser volume product, then you decline, right? So you have to look at growing that volume base, adding that product on, and bringing it to those older inactive customers that you had who aren't ordering the skincare, but this may be just what they were looking for. And then you have the collagen masks. Those sold out here in 48 hours. They never even made it to customers. Only brand partners here were able to order them when we had them before. So that is what you tout, the urgency of this product, the fact that it's sold out and it was brought back and then brought back on a global scale because brand partners were begging for them. And they never made it to customers. And so you have a product and you guys have already sold over 50% of those. Sell them out. Sell them out and earn those bonuses and grow your paychecks. And guys, when they are to existing customers, without going into huge comp plan details, that CCV that is, even though you're not seeing, it's called CV, commissionable volume, you're not seeing it tracked, but that reorder volume is growing your paycheck. It's going to make your check bigger. So you want more reorder customers to grow your check. So you have these collagen masks that you have an incredible chance to create that sense of urgency. And let me give you a great tip as well. If you had somebody that you wanted to join the business last month or before, and they didn't, you need to reach out to them and say, hey, you know what? I know the timing wasn't right, but the timing might just be in your favor now. Because not only do we have EHT, the new product, we have this limited time product, the collagen masks that you can run right out of the gate and build your business with. And you can create a huge sense of urgency because these aren't coming back anytime soon. So somebody who didn't join you last month, it may just be the right time for them to join you this month, or they didn't join you 5 months ago or 6 months ago, because they have a new product to run with and the collagen masks. And I have some good verbiage and I was going to read it to you guys, but it's going to be too hard. So what I'm going to do is make sure that Rach and Sonia and Rhoda and everybody have this language that people have been sending out to customers and, old customers and people about the collagen masks and getting orders left and right. So I'll make sure that you guys have that language. I'm sure you guys have great language too, but I want to give you language also that I know is working. So you have the ability to bring new people in and let them grow right off the bat with something that is a true sense of urgency for people. And then you know the activity, the parties, the social media, the before and afters, reach out, follow up. That's how you grow and build your business. And I know that you recognize the power of the new compensation plan and the roadmap. And the first thing you do is 3 are free, and then the 6 or 9 PPC bonuses. And then you look at that personal sales commission. And in case you don't understand personal sales commission, that's your residual income. And on new customers, you're double dipping on getting paid. You're getting a first order bonus, and it's going into your personal sales commission. And I went through reports this month and I calculated where people fell. And guys, I had people, and I just want to read some of the numbers, clearly not going to say their names. But this is the difference in why you keep pushing for that personal sales commission. So I had somebody who, let me make sure you guys understand the personal sales commission. So sales up to 1,500, you're going to make 5% on. 1,500 to 3,000, you're going to make 10% on. If you get to the 3,000 mark, you're going to make 15%. And don't think that's impossible, because it is possible. And even 5 years into this business, over 5 years into this business, I'm hitting that mark every month. So you can absolutely do it. But the difference is massive in your check. So if you ended the month shy of 3,000, you're going to make 10%. So if you were at 2,900, you're going to make $290, right? So you get to 3,000, and you're making $450 minimum. So if somebody ended the month, and then at 1,500, you're going to make 150. So if somebody ended the month at 1,329, for example, 1,329 personal sales commission, they made $66 US. And I'm going US dollars here. So you're making more than that. So $66 US, if they had sold $200 more in sales, they would have made the $150 bonus, which is $200 in Australia. Think about that. Think about the difference. That's a car payment for people. That's groceries. That's gas. It's Christmas money. That's a big gap with just a little bit more pushing. And so if you just pay attention, I mean, I had people who ended at $1,497 instead of $1,500. They made 74 US instead of 150. They could have sold one more thing or even bought a cleanser and still came out ahead. So look and focus on that personal sales commission. You want to drive that number as high as you can possibly drive it every single month. And I know that you can do it, because it's going to make a big difference in your paycheck. And like I said at the beginning, this is not a philanthropic volunteer effort for any of you. You're here for a reason. And you want to grow that check. So your new orders and your reorders are going in there. Every collagen mask you sell is going in there at the price. Every EHT is going in there. And focus on that. And something we've been driving in our team is the 9-in-1 rhythm. 9 customers, 1 brand partner. 9 customers, 1 brand partner. If you can do that every month, or shoot for doing that, that will change your business. You don't need to get 5 brand partners in a month. Try to get 1. 9 customers, 1 brand partner. You're going to get a fantastic paycheck, and there's no way you won't grow. And we're just trying to beat the drum of that rhythm. And I'll make sure that you guys get that verbiage. But if you guys can focus on getting those bonuses every single month and getting that personal sales commission as high as you can, and paying attention to that little box in your back office that says view rank requirements. And you click and you look not just at the next rank that's showing, but you click forward a few ranks. Some of you, I know, are just this far, not just from the next rank, but from the one after that, and the one after that, And maybe it's just one active brand partner. Maybe you just need to bring on one person and you'll rank up 4 times. Because that's usually what it is. Usually somebody is the difference between a senior brand partner or a brand partner plus and a director. And it's just that one additional brand partner, but you only see what's there next, and you're not clicking through and looking at just how close you actually are. And that's how you should be gauging your rank and figuring out where you can get. So that view rank requirements box on your leader dashboard, you should be looking at many times in the month. Many times. Because it's going to be sort of your North Star for going forward in your rank. Some of you are sitting at senior brand partner right now. Get one more brand partner. See what happens. You can do it. I know that you can. I know that you can. And then the other thing I want to talk about before I close out is the power of the ADO and why it's so important for your business, just really quickly. Because I see it especially in my Australian connections and team. And it is not understanding why or getting people to or keeping people ordering every month. That you put an order in and then you turn it right off. You tell people, oh, I'll place an order for you and I'll turn it right off. Guys, that is the worst thing you could do for your business. You do not want to be in this business going up and down and up and down and up and down and not having any idea where you are any given month. And you're not allowing your customers to see the benefits and results of these products. Because it's just like anything you would get at the dermatologist or anywhere else. They want it's a 90-day thing. You know, you want them to be using it for 90 days. So you want your customers to be getting results. And verbiage that I use for mine, I'll give you, let me say one more thing about why you want that ADO. So not just to show the customers the results and the up and down of your business, but even more than that, it's that ongoing stability of your mindset that you know where you are at any given time. Because what anxiety that would cause to never know if you're going to hit your rank or be anywhere near it, or never know what orders you have shipping, or having to start over every month. I know I have 19 customers that ship every other month and 21 that automatically ship the other months. And if that number is not, I track them, I know who they are. And I track leaders on my team, so I know what their volume bumps are on 5 different dates of the month. And you can pick whatever dates that you want early on in the month, but I know the 22nd, the 23rd, and the last day of the month about where they are. So from the 22nd to the 23rd, I know that the average bump for one of my NMDs is roughly $32,000. So if it's significantly less than that, I know there's a problem. If it's more than that, I know we're tracking ahead. You see what I'm saying? So I have some control and knowledge over my business, and you don't have to have a big organization. That should start when you have a smaller organization. It doesn't take a lot of time away from your personal business. It's simply having control and knowledge over where your business stands at any given time so that you're not up and down. Because guys, that's not fun. And then it causes anxiety. It's not fun for you and you don't want to do it anymore. It feels like a job. And this shouldn't feel like a job. This is way more fun than a job. You're helping people win every day, sharing incredible products with people. So you want to make this as easy and stress-free for yourself as possible. And that is one key factor of that is the ADO. That's why we have it. Customer results, stability of your business. And that's why all the recurring orders stop on the 23rd, so that you know where you stand. So you have time to know what you need to grow or hit or maintain from there. So the ADO is not an evil thing. It's actually a really good thing. And it's good for your customers and it's good for your business. And you can have every other month customers. But I never tell somebody I'm going to cancel their order. What I say for the skincare products is you can be monthly, you can be every other month, you can be as needed or never again. But I don't think that's going to happen because our products are incredible. I suggest you get the first 2 orders back to back. And if you find you have too much product, you can go every other month thereafter. Some people will go through the product and they'll stay monthly. Some people will cancel. That's going to happen. But I've planted in their mind that they're going to want to keep using this product, not that they're going to want to be one and done. When you tell somebody you're going to enter their order and then you're going to cancel it right away, you have devalued the product and told them that you just want this one-hit wonder of an order and they're never going to want to order again. When you say, hey, you're going to want to get the first 2 orders back to back so you don't run out, and then if you find you have too much product, you can go every other month thereafter. Make sense to everybody? Very powerful. And you never say the word cancel. Because if you ask anybody if they want to cancel their order, they do. It's easy. Yeah, go ahead and cancel it for now, and then I'll let you know later if I want to order again. So I never say that. And it's really the psychology of that language. So I'm going to go ahead and close out here. And as we go, you guys are totally in control of what you do now. Whether you take action or you don't take action, you go all in, you try before you quit, you let fear make excuses for you. You keep phoning it in and saying, next month, I'll really give it a go. Or after this, I'll really do this. Because, then it becomes next month, then it becomes the next month, then it becomes next year. And then you drop off and nothing happens. So it's up to you whether you take action or not, because things are going to happen and things have happened. A broad spectrum of things, from the everyday distraction to the unimaginable. They're going to happen. I mean, I got a phone call at 4:30 in the morning in May that one of my dearest brand partners had been killed in a car accident. Never in a million years do you think you're going to get that phone call, that's going to be what they tell you. But you know what? This was her passion. And her team now does this in her memory for her. Because the things happened, but they didn't quit. They kept going. And what if some of the things that happen, and I don't mean that particular thing, but some of the things that happen, the people that leave, the people that you thought your business was going to boom with and they didn't do anything, or something happens otherwise in your personal life. And what if those things are happening for you to clear the path instead of to you to knock you off of it? There have been things that happen that when I attach that to it and I look at the series of events that happened after that, it was obviously to clear the path, no matter how hard it was in that moment. So you have to remember that you just keep going. And it's so cliche to say, oh, you gotta have the test to have the testimony, but it's totally true. That's why it's a saying. And so I ask you guys to decide to take action and to keep going when the things happen, and to think about them happening for you and what could come of this, because it's all a choice. And so if you're feeling burnt out, or you're struggling, or you feel stuck, or you're making the excuses, what choices have you made? Did you choose to watch TV or go to the beach or waste time scrolling Facebook for 3 hours instead of getting on the training or reaching out to people and doing the follow-ups? what choices have you made up to that point? And what choices will you continue to make? What do you want now versus what do you want most? What do you want now versus what do you want most? Because right now you have this unprecedented opportunity with this company, and I mean this from my heart. And you have a new product that I've never seen you guys more excited about a product than I've seen in the excitement for EHT. And you have a promo, and you have a trip to Vietnam to run for. And you have a company that is in this spot right now with leadership and momentum and just a synergy about it, an energy. Don't squander it. Don't squander it, because people are sitting there praying for what you have right now. I was one of those people, praying for something to come along that would continue to let me support my family at or near the level that I was, but actually be able to see them and not live with anxiety from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed at night. So don't squander it, and don't miss this, because you'll look back and you'll see the people who stuck and stayed and ran and took action, and you'll see where they're at, and you'll wish you had done the same thing. So don't miss this. And I'll make sure you guys get that language, and I hope you guys have an incredible day in Australia. Love you guys.
Miss Jennifer Elston, thank you so much, gorgeous. Yeah, thank you for your wisdom, your knowledge, your insight. And I'm just going to invite everyone in Australia and New Zealand to just take a deep breath and take it all in, yeah, because you guys are the gift. You are what we have been waiting for, yeah. You are the pioneers. You are the ones that can make this happen. I am the one, you know, we all are. And so I'm actually really want to see all of you just go and breathe it in. Ready on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go, Australia, New Zealand. Breathe it in. So be it, and so be it. Jennifer Elston, my golly God, guys, on the chat, please share your love. Please share your points that you loved the most, yeah? And we will definitely, definitely, definitely get that verbiage out to everyone. July is the month. It is the month to boogie dance and to just really express every single part of you. Be gentle to yourself, but just go for it. Go for it. All right, ladies, I'm pumped, I'm pumped, I'm pumped. Rachel, you're a rock star. I've got to just do a little thing here before I move on to the next person. Got my orange microphone here. Rach, you're a rock star, girlfriend, because of your vision and your ability of seeing how you want to lead your business and others has enabled all of these beautiful people to come together on an incredible Saturday afternoon and to be fully inspired. So can we please all have like butterfly claps towards Rach, please? Thank you. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, I'm heavily pregnant. I'm like, my due date is any moment now. So you've got to bear with me with my theatrical energy, because I've just got so much mana and energy in the lower part of my body, because I'm not sure when Bob's is going to arrive. But moving right along, I'm so excited for the next speaker. Yeah, I am so very excited for the next speaker, because I'm thoroughly in love with your surname. Rhoda Shine. It's like shine, shine, shine. Yeah, you want to get as close to Rhoda as possible, because she's shining, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely shining. Yeah, she's a Premier Director for Neuro in Australia. She is, I've got to get 2 microphones now. She is the number one, ladies and gentlemen, number 1 Australian personal sales commission volume girlfriend. Yeah, so that's why she's shining. Yeah, she's consistent. Yeah, thank you. Butterfly claps. Yeah, that is incredible, absolutely incredible. 2 microphones. yeah, of your consistency, your drive, your ability to understand the power of having your customers coming in, and the rotation of it. It's absolutely phenomenal. And I'm proud to be an Australian, and I'm proud to hand over the mic now to you so you can take us through the next step of this beautiful regional. All right, girlfriend, off you go.
Oh, Sonia, thank you so much. That was awesome. Oh, Rachel, I think she needs to host all the time, please. Yes. And Sonia, good luck with the bub. Oh, that's so good. So that was a fabulous intro. Thank you so much, Sonia. And again, can we just thank Jen from the bottom of our hearts? She always captivates me with her presentations, because you can just feel Jen's heart, like, and it just jumps out to you on a Zoom, and when you see her on stage in real life, it's even more amazing. So hopefully Jen will be here very, very soon. So now I'm really quite nervous about today's presentation. When Rach spoke to me about it and asked me if I would be interested, I said absolutely. This is something very close to my heart. So what I've got slides, Rach and Sonia. Can I, what do I do? Do I just bring them up? Let me hang on. Sorry, guys. How do I take over? Share. There we go. Here we go. Now, can everyone see that on their screen? Okay, great. Thank you very, very much. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about today is the slide edge. Now, we know that this is such an important part of our business, and it's the Neora rhythm. And the slide edge is the book that Jo wrote. Okay, turning simple disciplines into massive success and happiness. So what I'm going to talk about today is how the slight edge refers back to the 10 core values of our company. But not only that, then I'm going to tell you how it has affected my business and how it's grown my business. Okay, so before we get started, my name is Rhoda Shine, with the most awesome surname in the world, and that's the only reason I married my husband, that and his pizzas. And I'm a Premier Director with Neora, and I've been in the company since we launched in Australia. My beautiful friend, Kel Caldwell, introduced me to this business, and we decided, a very short story, we decided to jump in together with our awesome leader, Rach and Poya, and give this thing a go and see where it takes us. And, well, it's taken us around the world on great holidays, and probably the best thing that it has done for us is it's made me grow personally into someone I never ever thought I could be, but it's also grown my family as well. And I get to hang out with the most amazing people all the time on things like this and events, and it's completely changed my life. And yeah, so that's a little bit about me. So let's get stuck into the guts of today's little thing. Now, I do have 15 minutes and I've timed it, so I should be pretty right, Rach? First of all, I'm going to read you something. So sit back there and close your eyes and see if you can really take in what I'm actually reading. Invest in yourself. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I will spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe. Abraham Lincoln. The greatest gift you could give yourself is the wisest business investment you could ever make. It is also the most critical step in accomplishing any challenging task, and is the one step without which all other success strategies, no matter how brilliant or time-tested, are doomed to fail. What is this mysterious gift? It is your own personal development. Investing in your own improvement, your own personal growth and betterment is all these things and much, much more. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, goes the quote attributed to Abe Lincoln, and I will spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe, which left just 2 hours to do the actual chopping. In other words, he would spend twice as much time working on the tools of the job as he would on the task itself. And if your task, in the task called your life, what are the tools of the job? They are simply you. You are the axe. What do most people do? When there's a tree in the way, they grab the axe, dull or not, and start wailing away at it. And if they don't make a major dent in that tree pretty soon, they quit, probably muttering something about how it's all the tree's fault. How you swing the axe, how hard, in what arc, with what rhythm, and onto exactly which spot on that tree are all tactics that can be measured, weighed, and improved. But it all starts with the axe itself, and that axe is you. Okay, so that's what I'm going to talk about today. So these are Neora's core values, and I'm sure that you've all seen them. These run alongside with our 10 core commitments, and they are, if you can find me another business out there that has such great values, I'd like to know about it. But so they're the core values, but what I'm going to talk about today is number 9, and I'm sure it wouldn't be very hard for you guys to pick that me would speak about this first up. So number 9 is pursue constant development of self. So we're going to relay that number 9 back to chapter 12, invest in yourself. I'll just chuck in a little bit something here. On the plane, I'm in Perth at the moment, and I started doing this this little bit of digging on the flight over. So I reread The Slight Edge, and this is my 4th time that I've read it. And, you know, like, I just had so many light bulb moments. So I highly recommend, if you have never read it, go back and read a chapter. Pick any chapter and read it. Or if you really want to immerse yourself, read it again, because I tell you what, it was brilliant. Right. As we know, give me 6 hours to chop down the tree and I will spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe. I'm sure we've all heard that before. One of Poya's favourite sayings. Part of this chapter, high school graduates that don't go to college, 58% of those never read a book again. Never. So that's not even a personal development book. That is any type of book. Now, I found this extremely interesting. The trouble with the world is not that people know too little, but that they know so many things that ain't so. And that's a great quote from Mark Twain. But our awesome CEO, Jeff Olson, put it a little bit differently. The problem is not that people read too little, but they fill their brains with stuff that ain't doing them no good. And I think this is really, it's really true in the fact that we're so busy. Our minds are so stimulated all the time with Facebook, with we never have any downtime, and we're seeing all this information all the time. But quite often it's the wrong information if we want to move forward in our lives and our business. So there are 2 kinds of learning. Learning by study, which we call book smart, and that's you reading books, listening to audios, going to classes, going to seminars, or learning by doing, which is street smart. All the study in the world will not build your business. You need to do the do. Now, Jen actually said it in her presentation, which was a great little segue. She said, we need to do the things we train on. And that is so true. So Confucius say, knowledge without practice is useless. And then he added a second line, practice without knowledge is dangerous. This, to sum that up, book smarts and street smarts are both critical. You cannot do one without the other. So that's a little bit of a sum up of chapter 12 of the Slide Edge called Invest in Yourself. But let me tell you how this relates to my story. As I said in the beginning, the person I've become has just been incredible on this journey. I need to take that off because I'm getting hot. And when I first started, I really enjoyed the personal development that we were doing. We had Zooms every night and we're just doing what we're doing now. I was reading books and it was amazing. And my business was really booming. And then I sort of got right into this personal development, and every single second I could get, I would grab hold of something and learn about something new. But it was always book smart. I would do this course, or I would listen to this podcast, and I would do something else. But what I wasn't doing is I wasn't putting what I had learnt book smart into practice. And I really can, when I have been researching this topic, I can really notice it in my business where my business sort of started to go down or plateau to where I was just personal development junkie, give me. I was seeing a lot of people and they were getting coaching here and there, and, you know, I felt I was missing out. So I was doing all this stuff. But you know what? I wasn't putting it into practice. So, and I'm not quite sure when it hit me what I thought. You know, we have such a great system in our business. We don't need to get 100 million different types of personal development that's out there. We have everything that we need in our own Neora rhythm, our Slide Edge book, and what JO teaches us and what our great mentors have done before. If we listen to what our awesome mentors and uplines tell us, they've been there, they've done it, they know what to do. We just need to follow them. So, and I am going to touch on something here. It was about a year ago, I spent a lot of money on this one particular coaching course. And, you know, like it put a big strain on our family because it was a lot of money. And I thought, right, this is going to be the thing that's going to change my life. You know, this is going to boom my business and I'll be 5-star NMD before you know it. Well, you know what? It was a complete and utter waste of time, and because it wasn't relevant to what we do. Now, all I want to say to you guys out there, you need to actually, whatever you learn, stay within our little circle with some expertise here and there, but you need to put into practice what you're learning. Now, since I have started doing this again, my business is skyrocketing, and I'm staying in my own lane. I'm not worrying about what anyone else is doing. I am focused on my goal, and I am focused on helping my team. And that's all we need to do within our business here. We have everything laid out on the table. So that's about me in a nutshell for today's little presentation. But I will just want to recap the Slide Edge chapter 12. The wisest investment that you can make is to invest in your own continuous learning and development. But then again, it's not about that. You need to do the do as well. Learning by study and learning by doing, book smart, street smart, are the two essential pistons of the engines of learning. So that is about me, guys, and I really appreciate you listening. It was quite a mouthful, but once again, I do want to reiterate the Slide Edge, and every one of our core values relate to a chapter in here. So I really go ahead and look and see if you can marry them up, even just for a little bit of homework. See if you can marry them up and read a chapter and really study it. Like, I'd read that book, but I hadn't studied it. And when Rach gave me this little project, I went, my gosh, I could read this again and again and like do a book study on it. It was just crazy. So that's it from me. Freezing cold here in Perth. And thank you so much to Sonia and Rach for giving me the opportunity for doing this. You know that I love presenting and I'm just trying to get better at it. So thank you so much and love you guys. Thank you.
Oh, Rhoda Shine, you did an incredible job, an absolutely incredible job. Yeah, thank you for your wisdom and your insight. And for me as well, I loved hearing you say you got to do the dudes. You've got to do the dudes. Yeah, and I remember Puya, I was driving him around Sydney, and I actually used the verbiage trying. I said to him, I'm going to try. And he was like, stop the car. Stop the car. And I was like, oh my God, what has gone into this man? He was like, stop now. And I did. And he got out of the car and he was like, get out of the car. You do not try. Do you understand me? You do. You do the dudes. That's all you do, is you show up and you do the dudes. And I loved your concept of marrying book smart to street smart. Very, very wise, girlfriend. Very, very wise. I really appreciate it. Yeah. And I appreciate everyone's time here today, hopping on from Australia, New Zealand. Rach, I'm going to unmute you, or can you unmute yourself? Because I'd love you to finish it off, because, you know, if it wasn't for you, we would all be watching something that was not worth watching. But today, we've fully inspired our hearts, our minds, our souls. And we are ready. Guys, we are ready to take on July. Because remember, you were the gift and you are what we've been waiting for. Over to you, Rach.
I haven't got anything planned at all to say. I just really, I was just sending Jen a message before, and I just said to her, you seriously shook my soul. You know, it's what she said about this business is built between your ears, and then how incredible that Rhoda then shared chapter 12, the core value number 9. And I remember, you know, when I was discussing with Rhoda doing the Slide Edge philosophy for her segment today, as I said, do you remember when we sat with Jo in Borneo and he talked about the core values and how it's the engine of the business? And I say to people all the time, you know, like I got to where I got to because I immersed myself in understanding the core values. Each of those core values are going to uncover something within you. And I think Jen just shared that so well in this business is built between your ears, because it's exactly that. But I'm really excited as well, because Sonia said to me just before the call, oh my gosh, I think I've had a contraction. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So guys, we're going to have a new baby in the house real soon. I want to thank everyone for coming. It is an amazing, it's amazing to all come live. I know some people work shifts and all the rest, but it's really important that people show up live to these Zooms. You guys know we do Monday night as well. It's about coming together, and it's about bringing an energy together. And that's that's the power in what this business is. And that's the power of what goes on then between the ears, you know, about this whole entire business. But I want to wish Sonia the absolute most incredible delivery. How beautiful. She's bringing a new baby into our family. And that is just absolutely fabulous. And Rhoda, thank you so much for sharing. And I know you've done a lot of research to really uncover chapter 12 for us. And Jen Elston, I think she's popped off now to go to bed, but you know, amazing to have her come along and share with us her wisdom, her knowledge, and just her belief in, you know, really where we are in this business and the opportunity we have. Because I believe them too. We have the most incredible opportunity in Australia and New Zealand. We're so multicultural. We branch out to the rest of the world, but build here first, guys. So love you all. Thank you so much. Sonia, all the best. See you all later.
Thanks, Rach. Thanks, Sonia.
Beautiful people.